Hey, and welcome back to the channel, everybody. How are you all doing? In today's video, we're going to have a bit more of a deep dive into SimTools 3. We're covering today which output type to select. What am I talking about with output type? So the Dr. ADHD 4 degree of freedom motion sim, it gets its motion from wiper motors. Okay, so they're a rotary motor. We have a lever that's attached to the shaft of the wiper motor. Those levers are connected to rods. Those rods are connected to elements on our motion sim, be our top frame, our surge rail, our traction loss. And when that motor is commanded to wind forward or wind backwards, those levers push those rods around, and that's what gives us our motion. So it's a rotational motor that does the work for us. Now, to be able to see the output type here, you will have needed to have selected in your Axis plugins the 2D Advanced. If you haven't selected 2D Advanced, you're not going to see output type. To understand what I'm talking about, see the video linked in the description where I talk about which plugin to download to use to get your Axis assignment profile up and running. So under the Axis assignment profile 2D Advanced, you'll have an output type selection here. What is this? Let's click on this. This is all about being able to select how SimTools 3 calculates the game's telemetry, whether it's going to calculate it in a linear fashion, all right? In other words, if you're using a sim with actuators that have got a ram that comes out and goes in, it's a straight in and out linear motion, or whether you're using a sim like the Dr. ADHD 4 degree of freedom motion sim that uses wiper motors, and they're rotational, as explained earlier. So it would be advantageous for you if you're using a wiper motor to use the rotational calculations. Now, why haven't I spoken about this earlier when indeed SimTools 2.6 in its 2D Advanced offers this feature? That is because when I tried the linear versus rotational in 2.6, it didn't make a huge amount of difference. In 3, it's made a huge amount of difference. Now, I don't know if that's because 3 has a much better game engine calculator. Perhaps that's what the case is, but whatever it is, it works really well in 3. So I'm glad that I decided to try it in 3 because this is what I will be using going forward. You've got to do a little bit of homework first for this to work accurately, and we'll go through that now. Before we do, let's just have a look at what we're looking at here. Down the column here on the left, these represent possible motors that you might have, right? So you could have a 60 degree of freedom motion sim set up here. We're only using 2 motors. This is A-axis assignments here on the output setting, and that means that this is our front left-hand motor and our front right-hand motor, axis 1A, axis 2A. I've selected them both for rotational. So what you will need to work out, guys, is you will need to work out what your full sweep is on your motor levers connected to your motor shafts. In other words, what are their full degrees? So for example, on our front motors, where our front motor levers are sitting exactly horizontal, connected to our rods, connected to our top frame, that keeps our top frame level when we first start. From that level position all the way up as high as that will lift to a hard stop is 45 degrees. If I drop my motion sim, or if I drop those motor levers all the way down to their hard stops and they can't go any further, that's 45 degrees. A total of 90 degrees. So I will move my slider here to 90 degrees. That is on my left-hand front motor. On my right-hand front motor, it is exactly the same. The two are mirrored. They have exactly the same range of sweep. So a total of 90 degrees for my front motors. We can come out of here now. We can go to Axis assignments B or B-axis assignments. This is the surge motor, the traction loss motor. If I click on output type again, I can see my options here for setting up rotational, which I'm going to do because, again, they're wiper motors. This is where things are different from my front motors. Axis 1B is my surge motor. It does not travel at a full 45 degrees. It only goes at 40 degrees each way, giving me a total of 80 degrees. That's what I will put in here for accurate calculations for SimTools. Axis 2B is my traction loss, okay? That is a larger sweep than any of the other axes. A 60 degree sweep, hard left, 60 degree sweep, hard right, 120 in total. So that's what you need to determine, guys, to get this in here for you to get accurate data because then SimTools will calculate the telemetry it's getting from the game, so then you can have available to you the full range of motion that your simulator is capable of. Now, this is going to be based on another two very important elements: max min settings and tuning. We'll get to that in a second. And of course, your degrees of force. These all have a bearing on how much your motors will actually move. But by setting it up rotationally to begin with the correct sweep on all of your motors, at least you've given SimTools the correct parameters to do the calculations within. Now, we won't do this in this video because the video will be too long, but in our next video, we'll talk about the next critical step and the next step you will need to undertake to collect accurate telemetry for SimTools 3, and then, of course, for motion on your sim. And that is doing a min-max tuning capture, and we will be doing a live tune where we are in a game. We bring up Tuning Center here. It's not really called Tuning Center in SimTools 3. That's the 2.6. I'm just used to calling it that. It's just called min-max tuning. But this is a tune that we can do live while we're gaming. And there's a few features in SimTools 3 that are much better and more flexible than 2.6. Things like the fact that you can actually indeed make changes to your filters and your degrees of force while you're sitting in the cockpit in your car. 2.6, you couldn't do that. You actually had to quit off the track and just go back to the game's UI before you were able to access axis assignments, degrees of force or filters. In SimTools, you don't have to do that. It all relates to this here and the way that SimTools opens the games for you as long as your game exes are set up with SimTools. Again, next video we'll talk about that, guys. So next video we'll be setting up max min tuning to get the accurate data collected for whatever car you're using, so that you've got a great foundation to begin with. Then we'll talk about how we should think about setting up our degrees of force based on those min-max settings. And we'll talk about filtering and what we can use to improve those min-max settings, as well as direction changes or inversions on some of our motors. So until I see you in that video, guys, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and take it easy out there.